Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial. From previous tutorial we have started data pre-processing. First we have imported the libraries and dataset. Here we have imported dataset directly from kaggle.com, and to do that we have performed all these steps. Now we will do data exploration. So let us begin. First we have to read the dataset. Type pd dot read underscore csv. In parentheses, we have to specify path and name of the data. So this is dataset. Copy path, paste and store this in a variable dataset. Execute. Great. Now check the dataset dot head. So these are the first few lines of our dataset. You can see first column is time, then V1, V2 up to V28, and then there are two more columns, amount and class. So this is our dataset. Let us check the shape. Dataset dot shape. So there are total 2,84,807 observations in this dataset and 31 columns. Let us move forward. Check the columns. So these are the all column names in this dataset. Time, then from V1 to V28, amount and class. Let us see the information about this dataset. Dataset dot info and execute. Let us understand this. So there are total 2,84,807 entries from index 0 to 284806. These are the column names, then non-null values, and this is the data type, float 64 and int 64. Let us move forward. Let us see the statistical summary. Dataset dot describe and execute. So this is the statistical summary. Here we can get mean of each column, standard deviation of each column, minimum value, maximum value, and first, second and third quartiles. So this is all about the statistical summary. Scroll up. So in data exploration, we are getting some insights about the dataset. So let us move forward. Add a new subsection dealing with missing values. Let us check if there are any missing values in our dataset or not. Type dataset dot is null. We have to specify values dot any and execute. False. That means there are no null values in this dataset. We can check the count as well. Use same command, but instead of any, use the function sum and execute. 0. So there are total 0 null values in this dataset. There are no null values in this dataset, so we don't have to deal with anything. Let us move forward. Encoding categorical data. Let us check the categorical columns in this dataset. Type dataset dot select the types, include, type is object, then columns. We can check the length as well. 0. That means there are no categorical columns in this dataset. That's pretty good. Let us move forward. Now we will plot the count plot. Use the Seaborn library sns dot count plot, and in parentheses we have to specify the target variable class and execute. So this is our count plot. These are the values with 0 and these are the values with 1 in the specific column class. So these are the fraudulent transactions and these are the non-fraud transactions. We can get the count as well. Dataset dot class is equal to 0 dot sum. Non-fraud transactions 2,84,315. So these are the non-fraud transactions. Let us get the fraudulent ones. Fraud transactions, replace 0 by 1 and execute. 492. So there are total 492 fraudulent transactions. So this is all about the count plot. Let us move forward. Add one more subsection. Now we will draw correlation matrix and heat map. Add few cells. Define a variable dataset underscore 2 is equal to dataset dot drop. Here we have to drop a column. This is the target variable that we are going to drop here. That's it, and execute. Now type dataset underscore 2 dot correlated with, specify the target variable dataset. This one is the target variable class dot plot dot bar. Here we have to specify few arguments. First specify fig size 16:9. After that specify the title correlated with class. After that specify grid lines is equal to true and execute. So here we will get the correlations, and here we are getting the correlations of independent variables with the dependent variable. So all these variables are the independent variables, and this one class is the dependent variable. So here you can see these all variables are the negatively correlated. As you can see here, these all variables are the negatively correlated. As you can see here, these all variables are the negatively correlated, and these three variables are the positively correlated with the target variable. So here also we are getting some insight about the dataset. Let us move forward. Define a variable CORR dataset dot correlation and execute. Now we have to draw the heat map. To do that, type plt dot figure, in parentheses specify the fig size. I will specify 16:9. Then define one more variable ax sns dot heat map. In parentheses specify this variable that we have defined. Then specify annotations is equal to true and execute. So here we will get the heat map. It will take a little bit time. Great. So we have to change size, make it 25 as to 25 and execute again. Let us change fixed size again. Add one more argument, line width is equal to 2 and execute. Now it's little bit better. Here you can see the cells with lighter background like this. This one is this variable amount and this variable is correlated with V7. Again this variable amount is again correlated with V20. This one is also correlated V20 and amount. This one is as well V7 and amount. So there are a lot of variables in this dataset. That's why we are not getting much clearer view in correlation matrix. Here we can get only highly correlated variables as well. But let us move forward because we don't have much clarity about the features. So we will move forward. Now we have to split the dataset. Splitting the dataset. To split the dataset, we have to specify X and Y. Let us do that. First check the dataset. So this is our dataset. Let us define X. So this is our matrix of features. Or we can say that independent variables. X is equal to dataset dot drop. We have to drop a column here, this one, class, and execute. Now define target variable. Y is equal to dataset. And here we have to select only one variable, class, and execute. So here we have successfully defined X and Y. Now we have to split the dataset into train and test set. And to do that, we have to import a class from sklearn dot model selection import train underscore test underscore split X train X test Y train Y test is equal to, we have to use this class train test split, specify X and Y, then the test size. We will specify test size is equal to 0.2, that is 20%, and random state 0. Execute. So here we have successfully splitted the dataset into train and test set. Let us check. Xtrain dot shape. After that, Ytrain dot shape. Then Xtest dot shape, and after that Ytest dot shape. So there are total 22, 78, 45 values in the training set and 56, 962 values in the test set. So this is all about the splitting data set. Let us move forward. We have to do one more step in data pre-processing. This is feature scaling. Add few cells. To do the feature scaling, we have to import a library from sklearn.preprocessing, then import standard scalar. Now create an instance of this class. Let us apply feature scaling. Xtrain is equal to sc dot fit underscore transform and specify Xtrain again. Copy this line paste xtest. For the test set we have to use only transform method. Xtest and execute. Great. Let us understand this again. For the feature scaling we have to import this class standard scalar, and we are importing this class from the library sklearn.preprocessing. First we have created an instance of this class, this one SC, and after that we have applied feature scaling on train and test set. Let us check the training and test set, xtrain and then xtest. As you can see, these values are in the range of -3 to +3. That means feature scaling is successfully applied. Let us revise what we have done in this tutorial. From previous tutorial, we have started data pre-processing. First, we have imported the libraries, and after that we have imported the dataset from Kaggle. Then we have done data exploration. After that we have checked if there are any missing values in this dataset. So there are no missing values, as well as there are no categorical values in this dataset to deal with. Then we have drawn count plot. After that we have checked the correlations. Then we have splitted the dataset into training and test set, and at the end we have applied feature scaling. So this is all about this tutorial. I will see you in the next one. Till then, happy learning.